One thing that we were really behind on was our physical strength. So we have spent a lot of time since last November in the weight room. There's no shortcuts to that. You got to spend the time in there. We've done that. Something that, some people ask, well, from the beginning, I'll tell you what, when you come into a new situation, you have to put in the new offense and the new defense. You can't go out on Friday night and say, hey, we're stronger. We don't know where we're going, but we're stronger. You have to know your schemes and all of that. So we got that in. And so this year we really big time focus on weight room, and it has paid off. We're faster, we're stronger. Our offensive linemen, not really big guys, and we still have ways to go in strength-wise there, but they're faster too. So I think the things that we do offensively, the things that we do defensively require a lot more quickness than it does strength. So I think we're going to be all right. But our biggest focus on strength and developing that. We have David Romero is our quarterback. He was our JV guy last year, and he does a good job. I spend zero time on throwing mechanics. If anything, we do a little bit with their feet, but they've been throwing baseballs, rocks, and stuff since they're 5 years old. So we're not going to change that in a short amount of time. But what we do work on a lot is work on our offense and reading. When they learn how to read things correctly and the schemes that we run, then they know how long it takes them to get the ball over there. And whenever they get to do that, so he spent last year doing that, and his timing is really good. He just the speed is just going to be a little bit different at first, but he'll be fine with that. We also have Colin Zimmis, our best wide receiver, also can play some quarterback, and on our JV squad it's the same. We have two quarterbacks there, and they all split reps half and half, and so we're building some depth in those positions. At receiver, we're a lot faster. The fast guys we had last year are a year older, and they still go to school here, so they're even faster, and so that's going to help us out a lot. And with the experience, they understand their routes better, they understand the concepts better. We're able to move Brandon Amaya back into the backfield, and we still split him out at receiver because we have guys like Stephen Olivas or Devin Barton, or guys that can go into the backfield. So it's going to be hard to key on one guy. I think we pretty much put our sprint relay team at the wide receiver spots, and that's what you want to do in something like this, and try to up the tempo a little bit. We're not trying to go so fast that we're guessing at what we're going to call. We like to look at the defense and see what it is. And but this year we're at a point now where even if the defense stems or just does something after the snap, our routes can change too. So that's what's different from last year. And so we're excited about all those kids being able to do that, and our offensive line moving their feet and giving us some time to throw it. We have right in the very middle, we have guys like Moses Zambrano and Christian Jimenez and Luis Mora. Those three, everything starts in the middle. It's just like baseball, second base, shortstop, center field. So that's right up the middle for us. Those guys are very strong. We spent a lot of time squatting. We spent a lot of time power cleaning and going down to front squat position, and then picking that back up. So last year where they would have to kind of bend over, now they can squat down, a lot more flexible in the hips, and made their feet faster. And so it's exciting. We're really ready to see how they can attack people. And then we have some bigger kids on the outside, like Dustin Stennis, who's he's way up there. He's way taller than me. So, but those guys are doing a good job, and I think they're going to continue to develop as the year goes on. And so we do concentrate on offense in the first 3 days of when we start, just because we kind of wait for the pads to go on before we get that defensive mentality when the pads go on. So that's when we start our defense. Yes, very, very good athlete. For a kid with that size and potential, he's just a junior, and we give him a hard time. His strength is a little off still. He hadn't got there yet, but he's got, we call it baby fat. He's good. That's going to wear off, and he's going to hit that growth spurt. He's already big, but he could be something special. And one of the biggest things is his just natural ability to be an athlete. Heck, we could put him at a tight end, and he can do that too right now. So. But he's very aggressive, and he understands. He comes from his family background, dictates to him that he's going to be a special player, and they expect that of him, and so do we up here. And we got Alex Smith, and he's a returner in the secondary. Very, very difficult to. We try to when we have him on defense and playing against him, when we're going against ourselves, it's very hard to trick him with anything. So it's kind of frustrating. That's why I have him at a receiver now too, so we can get him. We can get him off of our defense, but. Steven Olivas, Colin Zimbus back there in the back. Our linebackers, we got some JV kids, Brevin Young that played at that last year, and Patrick Sanders. You know, we have a lot of guys that can actually do that. We're going to rotate a lot of guys through. Everybody has to learn an offense and a defensive position here in Hobbs, and that helps them learn more about the position that they're going to play, and then they can play both too. So we're using a lot of kids to do a lot of things, and I think we're moving in the right direction. Our biggest thing is when we talk about our schedule is we talk about the first 3 games. You know, the kids know there's 4 quarters in a game, and then there's 4 quarters in a season. So those first 3 games are the first quarter. So we start with Gaston at home, then we go to Artesia to play them, and then we have Roswell High. So right now we're concentrating, and our kids believe, and I believe, and I told them our goal is to be 3-0 in the first quarter, and we really think that's an attainable goal. The 2 of those games, the Gaston game, the Roswell game, are at home. We go to Artesia, which always makes that difficult. But you know, those are 3 games that we think we can win, and if we can do that, I think we're going to be on some really good momentum and wake a lot of people up, especially here in our community, because we need to give them something that they can believe in and believe in us. So those are 3 really important games, and then we get kind of into the middle. We're going to hit the road a little bit. We're going over to Las Cruces to play Oñate. And then the next week we're going up to Albuquerque to play Cleveland. You know, so those are long. When you live way down here in the bottom of the state, you know, those are long trips. But you know, we've done them before. It's not a big deal. So we'll prepare for those. And then we get to the end of the year and we have our 2 district games with we have Clovis coming here, and then we go over to Carlsbad. So those are the big ones. You know, our kids are starting to understand if we can get a good start at the beginning of the year, get that first quarter going, and finish throughout, just build towards those last 2 games, and that's what's important to us and important to our kids. But knowing that they have the belief to build for 2 games at the end instead of the season being done with by the time we get there, you know, I think that's our next step we got to get to.